welcome to Half the Battle, and welcome, my friends, to main character May. Or should I say main character Jaye?
That's right, this month we'll be focusing on Lady Jaye, and today we're starting with the toys. So meet Lady Jaye. This figure was released in 1985 with all original body parts. Yeah, this toy is from the same year as last week's subject, Keelhaul, and I had high praise for that one, so I have high expectations for this figure, as it is from the golden age of G.I. Joe.
And I'm happy to say I'm not disappointed.
Sure, there aren't as many different colors, what with the figure being mostly green with some black, brown and silver highlights, but it's a great look, and the detailing is on par for the time.
Let's start at the top and work our way down.
There's the hat with a silver, blob on it. Still, it looks nice. When it comes to the outfit, for the longest time I thought there were overalls or coveralls, but it's just a shirt and pants. I think it's the texture of the fabric that threw me off. It reminded me of April O'Neil, only not yellow. And yes, I know there's a fun school version that's yellow, but I'd rather wash my hair with cranberry sauce than pay the prices people are asking for that.
Anyway, back to this figure.
The best bit of detailing is the insignia on her arm. It's from an army division and is really well done. Then there's the silver on one of the belt buckles.
Wait, two belts again?
What is with this toy line and figures having more than one belt? Okay, the top one could be part of the suspenders thing she's got, but it's not that obvious. The legs are fine. There's pockets. Sometimes I think women join the army just so they'd be able to wear pants with pockets. The last bit of detailing is a molded dagger on her foot, though it also seems to go through the pant leg. That can't be very practical when you have to change clothes. You'd have to take the knife out each time, risking damage to the cloth.
Going back to the top.
I talked about the head, but neglected to mention the face sculpt. It looks good. It's certainly a big improvement on earlier efforts with the original Scarlet and CoverGirl head sculpts. Amazing what 3 years of practice can do.
Lady Jaye came with 3 accessories.
A small but well-sculpted backpack, a green camera, making her the G.I. Joe vlogger, I guess, until Scoop shows up anyway, and a thing? Both JoJo.com and the wiki refer to this weapon as a power javelin, whatever the hell that means. It's like a gun that shoots a single javelin, but it's one mold, so it doesn't actually shoot. Overall, this is a great figure from a great year and should be in everybody's collection. And that was the only toy Lady Jaye ever got in the original line. I could end this video right now if I was a dick, but that would make it the length of a Saturday shorty, so we're gonna talk about a few of the figures she got in later years.
And to start off, we're going from the best year of G.I. Joe to the worst one.
So meet Lady Jaye version 2. This figure was released in 1997 with no original body parts. Now, since this toy is from 1997, you'd think I'd have a lot to complain about.
Because the 97 toy line had a lot to complain about.
Hell, I did an entire video on that subject once, but surprisingly, no. This is a good figure. That's mostly because it's a complete repaint of the first version. Yeah, unlike some other figures from that year, they did find the molds of the first Lady Jaye toys, so they could use those.
The color scheme is an interesting new take.
Black with grey, I wanna say camo, I guess, sprayed on it. You could easily call this Night Force Lady Jaye if Night Force had still been a thing in 97. And Night Force ruled, so this figure does too. The accessories are the same as version 1, only black, which adds to the look. My only complaints are that the shoulder rivets aren't painted, just like the rest of the 97 line.
Yeah, can't avoid the 97 stink completely.
Also, her thumbs are really thin, so there's a danger of breaking them. The first figure had this too, but they seem sturdier. Lastly, now this could just be on my particular figure, but it's weird.
I've had to replace the O-ring on this thing more than on any other G.I. Joe figure I own.
The first time this happened, the toy was still fairly new, like 2 years old at most, so I chalked it up to Hasbro using cheap O-rings. But then it kept happening! Or keeps happening, I should say. The O-ring just snaps without being degraded.
So, for anybody out there who happens to own this figure, is it just me or is this a known problem? It's weirding me out.
Anyway, the figure is good. Let's move on. The next time Lady Jaye would get a figure was in 2003 in the Spy Troops line. So meet Lady Jaye version. Dear God, look how tiny that head is. Did it shrink in the wash? Hell, the figure is smaller than the original overall. You can still tell it's Lady Jaye for sure, but like if the figure was made by a different toy company, from a different planet. Spy Troops figures were hit and miss, and I'd put this in the miss category. The figure came with a bunch of accessories that I'm too lazy to dig out.
Look, this is just one barrel of accessories that I have, so give me a break.
Since this was Spy Troops, she had stuff to disguise herself as the Baroness in a Halloween costume for a 4-year-old kind of way. I do have the 2 pistols that fit in her holsters so she can dual wield. Well, I say fit, they're very, very loose, so they will fall out all the goddamn time. This figure is just weird.
Let's move on, shall we?
So meet Lady Jaye version 5. This figure was released in 2006 with 1 original body part. It was part of a comic book 3-pack that also had 2 Cobra Troopers in gas masks. The only new part is the head. The rest of the body is from the original Lady Jaye, though the chest mold has been tweaked. G.I.Joe doesn't list it as being a reuse, but I think it is, just slightly modified. Also,
suspect is hatless. Repeat, hatless.
Yeah, this is the first Lady Jaye without her iconic hat. The funny thing is, even though she's from a comic pack, this makes the figure more accurate to her cartoon appearance. Now, while the head is still smaller than the original, at least it's not as small as the microcranium over there, and it's a good sculpt. No hat, traditional body construction, good look.
Yeah, I really like this version.
It's a good companion piece to the original. This figure came with 2 accessories, a generic gun and a motorcycle helmet, because that's what she had in that particular comic. The pack didn't come with an actual motorcycle though, so hope you got a ram or something lying around so she doesn't look stupid. The helmet does fit, but it's really tight and doesn't look great on her.
For the next figure, we're skipping ahead 7 years.
And we're also skipping over all the modern body construction figures because I don't have any of those. So meet Lady Jaye version 9. This figure was released in 2013 with 1 original body part.
Wait, really?
This was for the Retaliation movie line and they cut costs that much? Yeah, the entire body is from an earlier Scarlet figure with a new head.
Damn it, Hasbro!
Also, somebody get this poor girl a sandwich or something. I mean, there's thin, there's unrealistically thin, and then there's whatever the hell this is. It's not all bad, the colors are nice and subdued, and there's extra articulation at her wrists, knees and feet. But the figure just doesn't do it for me. Speaking of articulation, the head's movement is severely hampered by her backpack getting in the way of her ponytail. It is removable, the backpack I mean, but that's a pain in the ass to do, so she's kinda stuck looking to the side. Yeah, not a fan of this toy.
The last toy we'll be looking at is the last Lady Jaye figure to come out. Well, in the 3 3/4 line anyway.
So meet Retro or Classic Lady Jaye. This figure was released in 2021 with no original body parts. Yeah, going as cheap as possible, this is just a recolor of the 50th anniversary line's figure with a slightly tweaked head sculpt. Hell, the only reason I have this one is because I never got the 50th anniversary one. It's kinda weird how this one is actually a little smaller than the original, while most modern body construction figures are larger or at least taller. It's a good looking figure, though I'm not a big fan of the head. It just looks off to me. I have heard people actually liking it, so maybe that's just me.
Okay, time to wrap up.
Of all the figures, I still like the original the best, followed by the comic pack one, the 97 one, and the retro one in that order. And those were the toys. Well, the ones I own anyway. And yes, I do have the classified figure, but I'm gonna save that for later since I only just now realized May has 5 frickin' Tuesdays this year, so I have to stretch this crap out.
Next time though, we'll be taking a look at the character, starting with the file card. Well, I'll see you next time everybody, and hey, why not like, share and subscribe if that's your thing.